Welcome to the inaugural episode of the brand new Ignition Point podcast, brought to you by the Pyrotechnics Guild International and designed for the benefit of the pyro community.
Get ready for a deep dive into PGI's history, mission, and annual convention. We'll also invite guests who are experts in various pyrotechnic aspects, discuss PGI's influential training programs, and the latest innovations and trends across the global fireworks industry.
In today's episode, we're going to introduce the listeners to our 4 pyro hosts. We'll talk about the upcoming 4th of July holiday, and of course, we'll discuss everyone's favorite annual pyro convention, the PGI Convention.
Tune in to ignite your passion for pyrotechnics. Hello, welcome to Ignition Point Podcast. This is a brand new all things PGI podcast sponsored by the PGI. How about a round of introductions? I'm Adam Keeley.
I'm Joel Robinson.
I am Skylar Marshall.
I'm Lisa Clayton.
So I think our goal maybe to start would be to introduce you to your 4 pyro hosts, and maybe just we'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. And since I'm talking first, I get to pick who goes first. Joel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I thought you were going to go first. Introduce yourself. I see what you did here.
Nope, see, I'm going to see what you guys do. Take the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Joel Robinson. I've been working in the industry professionally for about 12 years now. Many people know me from my days working at Cobra Firing Systems. Worked there from 2013 all the way up to 22. I also have a YouTube channel and a TikTok, which has a pretty good following for the pyrotechnic space. Try to be active on both of those platforms as much as possible, promoting safety and a lot of consumer type content. And most recently, I've been working in the drone light show industry, and I've been involved in a lot of the large scale productions all over the world, including the ones you've been seeing at PGI the last couple of years.
Yeah, I love those drone shows. Hey, Joel, what's your backstory? How'd you get started in pyro?
I think the same as just about any other teenager. It was always fun around the 4th, doing things that maybe were not, best practices now. And it evolved from there year after year, continuing to push boundaries, buy more fireworks. You know the story that pretty much all of us share. And next thing you know, started doing YouTube when that started becoming popular, and then got a job within the industry, and it just keeps on going, man.
Fun fact, I don't know how many years ago it was, but the first time I ever saw a really large fireworks store being toured on YouTube, this kid named Joel had his camera, and I think he was going through a Shelton's fireworks store, probably in Iowa, if I had to guess. Don't know that for sure. Was it Missouri?
Iowa wasn't legal at the time.
Oh, yeah, good point. It was a Missouri store. But I remember watching that video going, look how big that store is, man. And I kind of talked to my dad, said, man, we got to have a store like that someday. Wouldn't that be fun? And
2009 was a wild time, Adam.
Man, 2009.
It might have been 2010, but you get the point.
Incredible.
So
We have 2 other hosts.
I just
Sorry.
want to know how many PGI conventions have you been to?
Good question.
2013 was my first year, so obviously COVID didn't happen. 2020. So what's that, 11? 12?
Yeah.
12. This year will be 12 because we missed COVID. But we have 2 other
Where was that
hosts that
first
we have
one?
not introduced yet.
Oh, no, hold on. Forget
Adam,
that then. What
you're
was
killing me.
Where was the first one that you went to? The first PGI. Which one?
My first PGI was 2013 in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Goodness.
And
That was
I'm
a
not
good
gonna
one.
lie, I think in a future episode we should have throwbacks to previous conventions where we talk about
fun.
those amongst ourselves, but also bring in maybe some guests, because obviously there's conventions that exist well beyond my attendance, and I'm sure most of yours, since I think all of us are around the same age. That could be a really fun part of every episode, or a very specific episode where we do throwback to previous conventions.
Yeah. Even if you had
Yeah,
pictures
I
and
like
stuff you could throw on there. But
Absolutely.
Joel, I
favorite
feel like
memory.
you've been talking for a while. We've got 2 other hosts we probably need to get to, if you're okay with that.
Yes, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Share the
All right.
airspace here.
Yeah, please. Skylar, you wanna give us a little self-introduction?
Sure, yeah. So I am in Colorado. have born and raised in Colorado, and it's not a very firework friendly state, I will say. But I got started in fireworks from my stepdad, who has been doing fireworks, kind of the same story as a teenager. You know, his mom was annoyed that he kept on lighting things on fire, so took him to the local fireworks company in Wichita, Kansas. And it kind of started from there. When my mom married him, we were doing a show in Provo, Utah called Stadium of Fire. And I've done that show now for about 10-ish years. There's been a couple years in there that it didn't happen, or, you know, maybe we didn't do it. But that's kind of my big background in fireworks. I think I'm on my 5th or 6th PGI convention, so still pretty fresh in that department, but you know, do a lot of just set up for shows. And then also he is a big shell builder, and I mean that is big. Maybe I'm sure we will bring him and Jim at some point on as guests, but you know, do dabble in the building of shells. So and I went to ISF 2 years ago now, which was in Malta, which was amazing. And again, maybe we can touch on that at some point.
Did not see you there.
Oh, well, there was a lot of people
That's
there.
so funny. Isn't that crazy, though? You can go halfway across the world and not even run into people that you know from, local. Totally.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's a small island, really. I mean, it's smaller than the state of Colorado. So it... You would think that we would have ran into each other, but yeah, I think did that cover all your questions, Adam? Do you have something in there that you wanted me to touch on for introduction wise?
So your first PGI was where?
Fargo, South Dakota. Yep, it was
Okay.
in Fargo.
Very cool. Well, Lisa, want to say hi?
Hi. My official name is
Great
Lisa
job.
Clayton. Everyone at convention or PGI knows me as Peaches. My first convention was my first official convention that I started volunteering at PGI was 2010, which was in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I've been to every convention since. I am normally in a pink shirt, and I am part of site crew. So I go there a week ahead of time and help set everything up to make the show go on. How I got kind of started into fireworks is my older brother. He became friends with a guy at work and invited him to a local fireworks show and for the 4th of July to help set up. And probably since I was about, 16 years old, I've been helping with the local show, and still to this day, I'll be down there for the 3rd of July setting up for the show as well. It's one show that I'll never miss because my family always helps out, and it's a big family thing, and I love it. Unfortunately, I don't do any more shows than that really anymore, but it's the one I look forward to besides convention. So I don't have any background in building. I don't have any background in selling. I just have a background in helping set up. But I love it.
So you're
I
a
love the
true
front
pyro.
True
yeah.
pyro. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I have always loved I miss the old days where we would light our shows by hand, but I mean the electrical is definitely way safer, and you can do a whole lot of amazing things with the pyro musicals. But yeah, and we are all electrical now too. We're on barges now. We used to be in the park, but because of the wind and the weather and Mother Nature, we've had several years that we had to cancel because of the wind change, and now that we're out on the barges, we can pretty much have the show go off no matter what, which is nice. It just takes a few more days of setup, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I love it. That's why we're all here.
Nice.
We love fireworks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the site crew, that's like the unsung heroes of PGI.
Yeah, site crew.
Work.
For sure.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. I learned how to drive a skid steer because of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
We actually
Yeah.
need more people volunteering for site crew. Wink,
We do. Our crew has definitely changed over the years, and the more volunteers we can get, the easier it is on everybody and the more fun we can have. We'll talk a little bit later about the fact that at PGI you can go to seminars and things like that, and I devote more of my time to volunteering than the actual fun aspect of convention. But we can talk more about volunteering later. But it's a great time. It really is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you guys have any other questions for me?
What's the
Tons of
shade?
questions, Peaches.
No. Yeah, we got plenty. I want to know what is the color, the exact name of that shade of blue of your hair.
I want the Pantone number, if you could.
Yes. Actually, it's sky blue, believe it or not.
Okay. All right.
It's not exciting. It's just sky blue.
Do you
And I just
rotate
redid it just
shades?
for this podcast. No, I do not.
Okay. It's very patriotic.
Yeah, maybe our next podcast I'll be like a purple or something. We'll see.
There you go.
Love it. Love it.
That's a fun game. What hair
Actually,
color
I'm
is
not gonna
next?
lie. Some of the guys at convention. Where were we last year? We were at. Oh, we were in Minnesota. My hair was purple last year. It was purple, and they asked me if I was going to change my hair color for what state we were at every year that we traveled. So.
Oh, for the Vikings.
What color would be Iowa? Yellow? Yeah, no, it's not happening. I'm sorry. I would be a terrible
Maybe
blonde.
orange?
Just do blonde, and that'll be sufficient.
No,
Yeah.
sorry guys. We're not going to make that happen.
Adam, you haven't
Adam,
really
you need to
given
tell us
your.
about you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Adam Keeley. I have been to. Let's see, my first PGI was Mason City, 2018. So I guess 2018, 2019, skip 20, 21, 22,
Kind of a
23,
newbie.
24, 7. This will be my 7th in Boone. So yeah, a little bit of a PGI baby. You know, I first saw a YouTube video of this crazy thing called a girandola. And it was somebody's like cell phone video. They were at a PGI convention seeing this massive girandola going off, spinning in the air, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this thing?" Because I loved fireworks, and so this is the PGI convention. So I'm Googling what is PGI, where is this thing, and find out it's an annual convention. It moves every year, and it was going to be in Mason City, Iowa, and I was like. And it was going to start in like 7 days. That's how close.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm in Arkansas, and Mason City's like a 6-hour drive from me. And I called my dad and I said, I don't know what you're doing next week, but we're going to go to Mason City, Iowa. I sent him these videos. I found all, because I just went down the rabbit hole of PGI videos. And he says, let's do it. So we went. He didn't have a bunch of vacation time, and so we were going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the only place we could find for lodging was a bed and breakfast like 45 minutes away. So my dad and I shared a queen size bed and a bed and breakfast 45 minutes from the convention, and every morning we went downstairs and the host had fresh biscuits and bacon and coffee.
It sounds really nice, other than the distance.
It was great. It was amazing. And then we would drive to the convention. But so we watched for 3 nights. The very first thing we did was drive to the rocket line, having no idea where we were supposed to go. And we started seeing these crazy things called strobe rockets. And we were staring into a cornfield, watching this. And I'm like, I'm just mesmerized. And I went, okay, this is cool. And then that night was a public display night. Might have been a Sunday night. And it was almost an emotional moment for me, watching these just incredible pyro musicals and the Nashiki willows filling the sky to like Frank Sinatra, I Did It My Way. And I was just, I elbowed my dad and I said, I'm never missing another PGI convention. As long as I can like walk to get there, I will never miss another one. And so that was my PGI. I mean, I've got tons of that Mason City experience. I got tons of stories there, but I was totally mesmerized. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm hooked. How do I get plugged in?
Great first experience.
But
Good year.
like rewinding, that was a great year. I mean, I guess it was my first one, but
Your first one's always,
and then
and I don't
running
know
into-
about Skylar and Peaches, but first year, man, one of the best ones.
Yeah,
Peaches is having
like-
having reservations.
Well,
My first one was
like
amazing.
volunteer year was a one to remember, that's for sure, because it was also the year of the flood. So it was a whole thing I will never forget. But I mean, it was still amazing and enjoyable, and things I never would ever see again in my life. But yeah, I mean, I love it.
Stories
Every
now, right?
year, the year of the flood. Appleton, Wisconsin.
stories.
It rained like a banshee, like it is doing right now, because I live near there, and we were at WIR in Kaukauna, and they had a bridge that they just rebuilt, and there was so much rain that the bridge gave out, and there was a huge hole separating us from the bar that was up there, and there were containers floating down the drag strip, and there were volunteers that were moving shells that people had built from one container to the next to keep them dry because the container was about to go underwater. There were trucks floating down. There were it was crazy. Class C
holy cow.
cakes ended up in the ditch. It was a crazy year, and it was the first year I started volunteering, and I have been doing it ever since.
And you came back?
That's what hooked you,
Every
huh?
minute of it. Oh yeah, the chaos.
Chaos and
Thank God we
floating
have not had
cake.
a year like that since, but that was a year to remember, that's
No
for sure.
kidding.
Knock on
It
some
was
wood.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I think you were about ready to say your first convention. We met.
I bet you're right.
Oh, he doesn't
I bet
remember.
you're right.
Edit that out.
How could you not remember the year Joel Robinson?
So there I was. We stared across the room and locked eyes. I don't.
Oh, it
remember.
wasn't that
Is
elaborate. It
where
was
we
at the
met?
Cobra booth.
Oh.
Most
Okay,
likely.
that makes more sense. Sorry, I remember that completely
No.
differently.
We didn't rescue like a floating container of shells drifting away into the abyss. We did a demo or something.
Yeah.
Hey, look
Yeah.
at where we're at now. This is great.
Yeah.
Who would
And
have
honestly,
thought?
none of us would know each other if it weren't for PGI. That is where we all met, right?
Yeah, I would agree that, I mean, I love fireworks, don't get me wrong, but I'd say that the people that I've met at PGI definitely keeps me coming back. It's
100%.
not just friends, they feel like family. So, and I feel like they would say the same about me, but who knows, depending on the day, I suppose. But that's something that I really enjoy about the PGI is just the people and, getting to see your friends that you only see once a year. And,
This is
you
a
get to
very
have
unfortunate
debauchery
truth.
while lighting fireworks. So it's great.
Yeah, that first day of the convention, I was always just talking to people you haven't seen since the previous year. It's
Right.
just literally every time you turn a corner, it's like, oh, there's so and so that I haven't seen since last convention. 30 minutes later, there's so and so. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. No, it's just there's something about the camaraderie, and Skylar, you made a great point. Like, hey, we all love fireworks, but there's a lot of time spent there that you're not watching fireworks, you're not shooting fireworks, you're just, you're visiting with the folks that you miss, and it feels like a second family, and I look forward to it. It's like the last day of convention. I'm like, okay, where's next year again? Already looking forward to next year.
Someone yesterday, they knew where next year was already.
Yeah.
Trying to pre-plan.
Yeah, seems to be in flux a lot. There's a lot to put on, as all four of us can attest to. So finding just the right spot and all that is tricky. So
Well, do we want to jump into a little bit of the PGI, how-tos and whatnot, and then we can finish with, the 4th of July and our plans since it is literally next week, which is crazy to think about, but, on the topic of the convention, Maybe we can talk a little bit about it. Starting with Boone, Iowa. I don't know if anyone knows that Boone is truly a big railroad train. It encompasses the spirit of trains, I suppose. When looking into what to see there, other than fireworks, obviously, there's a lot of railroad museums and also a couple fun train rides. Anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting. I come from a town
no idea. Wow.
yeah, that is
No, very
also
true.
very train oriented. So, and apparently, they really dive into that, that feel. They embrace the railroad legacy.
So that's crazy. I've got a full-time job outside of Pyro, and I work in the intermodal world. So trucks and trains are like my daily thing outside of fireworks season. So I see a lot of trains. I deal with I've visited a lot of railroad facilities. So I didn't realize Boone was
Yeah, they're big.
that exciting.
I actually
with
just
the train
traveled
world.
there a couple months ago, and they had this Rail Explorers attraction, and you can do a 4-person or a 2-person, and you're actually pedaling this rail car, if you will.
You guys in?
It's
pedaling
super
it?
fun. I'm not gonna lie.
We could record an episode on the
We
Rail
should.
Explorer.
It's a good time. You actually go over this bridge that's like, I can't even think, like 150 feet in the air, and like pedaling up to it, it's kind of freaky because you're like, oh my gosh, but going over it is beautiful and it's awesome. And actually, when you see it and you're pedaling, it's actually like an e-bike, like it's guided. There's a motor on it, so when you're pedaling, you don't actually feel it. So it's super easy. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter how old you are or how in shape you are. Anyone can do it. It was the coolest experience. So you pedal a couple miles and then you stop, and the workers take your bikes and they turn them around, and then you stop, and if you bring a lunch with you, you can have your lunch, and you stop by the water and just enjoy the scenery, and then you pedal back. And it was the coolest experience ever, and I recommend anyone that comes to convention this year does it because it was gorgeous and it was awesome. And I literally just drove 6 hours to do it, so it was worth it.
Nice. That's how far I
Nice.
drove for my first PGI convention.
Full circle.
I'm trying to think
Is that
what other
the
attractions
Kate
are
Shelley
there.
High Bridge?
It's called
Does that
Rail
sound right?
Explorers.
The Kate Shelley.
Yeah,
High
Rail
Bridge?
Explorers was
Anyway,
the
yeah.
company that does it.
Scenic Valley
Beyond
Trail.
that,
Shelley High Bridge, huh?
Yes. After a teen heroine who had crossed the bridge from a storm, it was damaged in a storm in 1881 to warn an oncoming train, and she saved lives. That's the one of the legends in Boone, Iowa.
You know.
So
Can we add that graphic in
Yes.
there? The more you know.
there.
We can do that next time.
Yeah. Fix it in
Yes.
post.
So
That's
yeah.
exciting. So Boone's got a lot of stuff going on, huh?
lot of trains. A lot of trains.
Let's ask the local. So Joel,
Well,
what do you love
Joel's
about
hard.
Iowa?
Well, I was going to say, just think about what it takes to host a PGI convention, right? You can't really be next to a major metropolitan area per se. So generally, locations are a little more in the middle of nowhere. And so Boone is one of those places. But there is travel destinations close by. So Des Moines is not too far away. So if you're flying in, that's a great, place to fly into or in a car, drive up from there. There's also Ames, which is a college town just 20 minutes to the east. So it's a good place to stay or go get food or whatever. So while Boone itself is a little more remote, there is still at least population in the area that you can travel to or travel into, if you will.
You know, Peaches and I were at the spring planning meeting, and I really like the layout of this venue. It's kind of all set up on a grid. Like it's got paved roads, almost like miniature blocks, like city blocks. It's going to be super easy to get around. You're not going to have to worry so
you can
much
have
about
street signs.
street signs. That's right. Mud. Probably don't have to worry about mud if it rains. It's easily navigable, if you will. So I'm excited about that.
No, I like that.
So for folks that haven't been to a convention, kind
Mm.
of what Adam's talking about, there are a lot of different areas within the convention, different I don't know what the word is I want to use, but that you can go to Class C, which is just a big old, usually a warehouse of sorts of Class C product.
Vending.
I'm like, what's
Yeah.
the word?
We're in tents
you know,
this
and-
year.
Roundabout.
We're in
Okay,
two
so in
giant
tents.
two giant tents this year. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's like chemical sales, there's pyrobelia that have, a lot of just
Oh yeah,
collector
stuff.
items. There's just normal merchandise. And then there's also where the seminars are. And there's, if you don't feel like riding a train or pedaling up something, a big old bridge, there's definitely a lot to keep anyone busy on site, with the different seminars. There's anything from how to, build a firework 101 to fire dancing to, what else is there?
Belly dancing, I think they've even done.
Yeah, there's the belly dancing. Yeah, there's also a quilting group. I mean, there's a lot out there that is not just fireworks as well. So although you can definitely get your fair share of firework knowledge, testing, just
Yeah.
in general
Yeah,
history.
rocket
I mean,
building, shell
there's so
building.
many different right.
Yeah, it's
different
how deep do you
activities
want to
throughout
go?
the day.
Right? I mean, if you're brand new and you want to say, "Hey, look, I like family-friendly fireworks," I know they teach like a little fireworks safety course out on the sea line. And when we say sea line, for those of you who've never been to a convention, Skylar was talking about Class C vending. So we've got 15 to 20 vendors that set up booths inside these tents, and they sell fireworks, consumer grade fireworks. You can purchase those fireworks and walk straight out to the sea line and shoot those fireworks that you just purchased. So that's a really cool aspect that's a big draw to PGI. And during the day, before the sea line opens and before vending opens, they'll often teach a little safety class out there. Just, proper lighting techniques, teach you about safety distances. If you're going to do reloadable artillery shells, how not to put the shell upside down in the tube. Important things like that. So
Very
yeah,
important
there's
things.
just from the basic on up to the, hey, I want to learn how to make my own black powder or something. I mean, it's all kinds of cool stuff.
Right. And there's also, there's the C line, and then there's rocket line, the salute, B line, salute line. And so each area kind of has its own type of firework that you're shooting off or testing or whatever it is. You can do a rocket class where you learn to build the rocket, and then again go out and test them and shoot them later on in the day. And same with the B line, the salute line, the loud line, the wear your earplugs line, and then again just different size shells as well. So a lot of different areas to test things or to watch other people and their what they've built in their seminar that day. Always something to do. And to keep track of all of it, we have an app called the Hoova app, which is just a funny name, I feel like,
It is.
personally. But,
And everyone
that
says
thing,
it
if you have your
differently,
notifications on, it is just going all day because that is how
too. It is a lot.
We'll communicate.
people communicate, how you're getting around, how you can see what the schedule is, what building something's in, and you can also reach out to other members or attendees there. I know that they've hosted beer tasting, they've hosted cheese tastings. Again,
Pickleball,
there's a lot more.
cornhole.
Yeah,
All of it.
gatherings.
They do
Or
auctions.
people
There's a great auction.
Yep. Oh yeah.
people need help
Yes.
for shows. Sometimes they'll post on there they'll need help,
Yeah.
and that's your opportunity to get involved, helping out with one of the displays.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot going on, and there's something definitely for everybody. And it is funny, as someone that wanders around PGI a lot, I'll go to different areas like the C line or any of the lines for that matter, and you'll see these groups of people that are only at those lines. And it's funny because you'll come around on different days and the same people will be at those lines. But a lot of people also don't realize you can go to those lines. That's the other big part of
Right.
it. Like my first PGI, I didn't think I could necessarily go to the rocket line. And someone's like, you got to go to the rocket line.
Yeah, I mean, my first PGI, similar story. We kept hearing these monstrous explosions, huge booms that were like shaking the windows on our truck. And so, you know, we just kind of followed the booms, and we finally made our way to the ground salute line.
Follow
And
the
they've got,
booms.
I mean, they've got these signs up that say "Thump Junkies for Life" and all this kind of stuff. And what is a thump junkie? I don't know what that means. And so I'm parked up like on the hill at a very safe distance, and I kind of like got my window cracked a little bit, watching these tiny little figures walk out into the field and light something. And then the shockwave hits you a few seconds later. Like, what just happened? Was that an accident? Like, no, that was on purpose. And true story, after sitting up there for maybe 20 minutes, this guy spots me, and he walks. It's about a minute-long walk. That's how far away I was. And he walks all the way up to my truck, and he's beeline, like coming right for me. And he goes, "Hey, what you doing?" I said, "Watching from a safe distance, you know." And he goes, "You want to light one of these things?" And I said, and I kind of looked at my dad, and he goes, "Yes, he does." So,
Yes, he does.
so then the guy goes, and he pulls out from behind his back this thing that's about as big as a container of bleach wipes, so bigger than this giant mug, and it's a single firecracker with a fuse sticking out of the top. And he goes, and it says "Big Boy" written in Sharpie. And he goes, "You're gonna like this one." And I go, "How long's the fuse last on that thing?" And he goes, "Don't worry, I'll put a big sissy fuse on it for you." So
You asked the right
So he did.
question.
yeah. Hey, okay, so we talked about like living real life here. I just had a customer walk up. You guys give me a second. I can let him in.
Oh,
No, that's
yeah,
fine. We can
sure.
talk about you
Okay.
going back.
I'll be right back.
See, Adam's problem when he was at the ground salute line is he was probably in his car smiling too big, and it's a dead giveaway that you're eager to get out there and do something. You're just a little too
That
nervous,
is a
right?
dead giveaway.
Oh, absolutely.
So not wrong.
If I'm working and someone's admiring it, I'm gonna be like, "Come on over. Let's have some fun."
Yeah, right? Let me show you how it's done.
No, that's one thing that's awesome about anyone at any line. If they see you just sitting there watching, and if they have something extra at their line, they will absolutely ask you if you want to shoot something. They are more than willing to share, and that is how everyone is there. They are more than willing to help you learn. They are more than willing to share. We just have an amazing community. It's awesome.
Agree, and I would like to take a moment to recognize that Adam is in the background of his video currently selling. Now, I did mute his mic out of respect for this customer, but I imagine he's upselling to the biggest firework he has. This is a man in his natural habitat here.
Oh my goodness.
I really want to know what this guy buys. We'll come back to that. We can come back to that.
So, again, back to the convention. For those of you who have stumbled across this podcast, if you go to pgi.org, you can learn more about the guild, becoming a member, the convention. So, you can either become a member and do the entire week convention, or you can just buy the public tickets for the public shows, which I probably should know which days those
August 3rd.
are. Thank you.
Sunday, August 3rd, and Friday, August 8th.
There you go. And the convention goes from the 2nd through the 8th if you are a member that is attending. Also, there's opportunities to stay. I don't know if it's still open, but usually the campsites are still available, but there are RV campsites as well as tent campsites if you are looking for somewhere to stay outside of going off-site, as they say.
And that's only if you're a PGI member, not just a
Right.
someone
Yes,
for a
you do have
public
to
show
be
night.
you have to buy into the membership, which again, you can find all of that information online at the PGI. Sorry, not the PGI, just PGI.org. And there's, you can go into the membership tab and learn a little bit more about that, or go into the convention tab and learn a little bit more about that as well. Anything else about convention? Oh, you got to unmute Adam, I think, Joel. Okay.
Sorry,
Back.
I was just going to say, any guesses on what that customer purchased?
Oh, yeah,
Well,
we
you said
did
something about like
actually-
60 or 600, and I muted right away because I just wasn't
Snakes
sure
and
what you were talking
sparklers.
about. It sounded like a 600 shot, like Saturn missile, if I had to guess, but I don't. That's a weird number.
Bottle rockets.
I think
3 packs of bottle rockets.
Hey, that's good too.
Did you say anything about 6?
No.
You're way off.
We got it on video. Don't lie.
Samsonite. I was way off. All right. What I miss? Sorry.
So we were just talking about how you can find out info about convention at pgi.org. You can find info on just buying public tickets for public show nights or becoming a member. There's plenty of information on that site.
Yep. Lots of
I guess,
benefits to
what
being
else
a
do we wanna
member.
cover?
I mean,
There
you know,
really
there's
is.
afterglows where they feed you, and they've usually got a beer trailer out there. There's not to mention all the seminars we talked about. I mean, I learned how to build a 3-inch, 4-inch, and 5-inch diameter shell doing these different seminars. Access to Class C vending where you can buy fantastic consumer fireworks that you can't find in your local area typically at really good prices. And you might go buy one, test it out right there, and come back and say, yeah, I need 5 more of those. Man, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Opportunities. I hear questions a lot about how do you become a pyrotechnician or how to get more involved. And this is one of those examples where you could come on site, take training to learn how to be a pyrotechnician,
Yeah.
and also network with people that are doing it. And a lot of times you can get hands-on experience. I mean, people are doing shows out there, and people will absolutely show you how to do things, and we will definitely take volunteers. Sunday night, if you want to get involved, reach out to me. Might be doing something.
What's
All right.
next? What are you guys doing for the 4th of July? I know what I'm doing. I've got a
What are you
I've
doing,
got a
Adam?
fireworks store. I've got a 4,000 square foot fireworks tent about 20 minutes from here. I haven't gotten to shoot fireworks on the 4th of July in like 8 or 9 years. So I'll be selling fireworks with any luck.
I think it's a great business model. You work through the 4th, and then you enjoy it thereafter with the money you made by selling the fireworks during the 4th.
See? There's
Yeah,
something to
see?
that. Something to it.
I myself
I
will
actually-
also be working.
What will you be doing, Joel?
Well, I am shooting some fireworks, but on the 4th itself, I will be doing a different type of celebration of July 4th for work.
A
a drama
different
show.
type. It's
Tell us
mysterious.
I didn't want to go into the details because it wasn't technically fireworks, and you know how that goes. So I was trying to skirt around it. You guys just called me out. There'll be plenty of fireworks being lit by me around that time, though. But yeah, work unfortunately takes the top priority as well.
I actually took vacation from my real job to do fireworks for the 4th. Instead of enjoying it, I'm going to be doing fireworks, but that's what I do actually enjoy. So be starting setup on the 3rd. Our show is on the 4th, and then we clean up on the 5th. So that's my whole 4th of July.
Yeah.
I love it.
I will be doing the Stadium of Fire show again this year. A little different for my family this year compared to prior years. Our focus this year is a little bit more flame effect driven. So we have these things called flame trees. So, I mean, pretty much what you would think. Trees that shoot flames out of them. I think there'll be a piano that has been made into a flame thrower. We have the Antonio Restivo, who holds the world record for highest fire breathed. So he'll be there as well performing. So this year I'm a little bit more flame effect driven, but same show that I've been doing. I'm so excited. We leave on the 30th to drive out to Provo. And we'll, be there for the show. And I always, I'm not sure, usually There is a big singer of sorts or band, and I don't know who it is. And let me do a quick Google search. Rascal Flatts is coming this year, so
That's always fun.
That's cool.
so yeah, it's a whole ordeal, and it's a week-long setup, and that is what I will be doing. Also taking time off of my actual job that makes money.
So, speaking of that, Antonio, right? That was his name?
Mm-hmm.
Is he from Vegas? He's in Vegas,
Yeah,
right?
he
does
came
shows in
out-
Vegas. I actually met him
Yes.
He
at
came to PGI, didn't he?
one year.
Yeah.
Yes,
I met him too.
Iowa. The last time, the
And
most
he's great.
recent time we
He's
were
a
in
great
Iowa.
guy.
Newton?
Yes, Newton.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
he was in Newton. Did a couple seminars on safe fire effects. I forget what it was called exactly, but basically how to be safe around lighting yourself on fire on purpose.
Fantastic
So-
title.
Safe way.
I don't remember
Light yourself
exactly
on
what
fire
it was.
the safe way. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I
So yeah, and maybe he will. Maybe I'll convince him to make an appearance this year at PGI. If not,
Yeah.
also maybe at some point be a guest on the show. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With a live
Yeah,
demonstration.
and that's another
Yeah.
thing about PGI again. The people you meet. He was from Vegas. There was one year, I don't remember which convention it was. It was probably 5 years ago. A fella from Australia came, and he was the coolest guy I had ever met. He was so much fun. He was wild. And I haven't seen him again since, but we're friends on Facebook. So, I mean, still, we're making friends, we're making contacts. And then last year we had the guys they were from Malta, right? All the guys from Malta, and they did some seminars at PGI as well. So every year you just never know what to expect because every year's different.
A really good point, because it's not just the United States that attends PGI. There is an international gathering, and if anyone is international, we love having you guys out. We've met a lot of people, from all over the world that attends PGI, and it's always a fantastic time.
I always wondered what the I in PGI stood for. Now we know.
tis international.
Weird.
Can confirm.
Confirm.
Well, this 4th of July is America's 249th birthday, which means
So
next year,
anticlimactic.
250th.
Everyone's already talking about next year before this year.
But hey,
Everyone's been talking about 2026
Listen.
for the last 3 years, to be fair.
perfect, because as a retailer, that's a big deal. 4th of July is on a Saturday next year, and it's America's 250th birthday. I'm excited. It'll be good. Yeah.
Well, let's get through this year first. Keep
Yeah.
all of our fingers, all of our, limbs and whatnot, all of the hair. Let's get through this 4th, and then we can start thinking about, the big 250.
Yeah, so back to the big 249.
Same ring to it, sorry.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
To be fair, 250 also does not ring very smoothly either. So there's that. And neither did my sentence saying it, so. We're not all smart in the pyro world here.
It's our quarter quincentennial or something like that. Have you heard that term? Is anybody? I was like,
Quarter.
Quarter quincentennial.
Yeah.
it's
there
not
you
a
go.
real
That's
word.
a weird way to put
Hunger
it, but
Games?
I
That
probably
checks
got
out.
it wrong. I don't know if that's the
Weird.
right word, but something like that.
Well, I like it. Well, we can use it
should
next
run
year.
with that.
It's probably the name of a firework.
If not, it will be.
If not,
It will
yeah.
be. Is it okay to say this? And if not, just Joel, edit it out. But I think we're gonna try to broadcast, or at least record during PGI, a couple of times. Is that the intent here? So
Yeah, I believe the next episode will dial in on the PGI at Boone, Iowa, and talk about future episodes, including what we might be doing on site at the convention, which is hopefully talking to a bunch of people about all sorts of various things, the convention itself, and maybe even potentially the next convention, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Great.
Might throw a little bit of politics in there too.
Well,
We got some people that are running for the board this year.
those
those
kind of
Yeah,
politics.
PGI
Yeah, those
politics.
kind of politics.
PGI politics. Because again, I think that is actually just a quick
Politics
clarification
and religion.
for no separation of fireworks and church, please. No, I don't even know what that means, but I do. It's it's important to kind of speak to the functionality of the PGI and kind of what being a member means, and a little bit more of a traditional politics standpoint, because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't come to the business meetings, and it's, safe to say it's nice to see what the board is doing. So the way that it works is that there is different members on a board. President, secretary, and treasurer, I would imagine, are the normal ones, and I probably should be a little bit more keen to the knowledge of this. But then there's also like the communications chair. Anyone else want to throw in something else?
Yeah, you get first and second VP.
Yeah, so
VP.
There's now a bunch of committees as well.
Right. So,
Committees.
being to be involved in that
chair.
standpoint, or there you, which Adam, is that the chair that you sit on?
Me?
Your high horse over there.
Oh yeah, it is. My bad. Sorry, I didn't even.
We can talk about Cracker Burn on a later episode. But no, it is.
But I'm not
invited.
Facts.
Because it is a board structure. And I feel like a lot of the members might not realize that. And it's good to come to those business meetings and kind of get a feel for what the board's doing, and you get to learn about the next year's convention, and just kind of the back end of the PGI as well, at least from a board standpoint. But
absolutely.
We have the chairs of all of the different volunteer groups as well. There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at its core, it's a nonprofit volunteer organization. So you need people to be involved in all of those aspects that Skylar and everybody else just mentioned, right? So if that's something you want to be involved with, definitely go to the business meeting, definitely network with people on site, ask questions, go listen to some of the candidates' speeches for why they're running for office, and maybe that's something you'd be interested in doing in the future.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely hone in on that a little bit more in upcoming episodes, I feel like.
Tough. Well, if you've got a stack of papers in front of you, you can do this to kind of signal that we're bringing it to a close. I don't know if you have those or not.
Don't
Yeah.
have anything. We've got actually a lot of things in front of me,
know.
but not that.
This is the 6 o'clock news. Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Andy? It's good. Stay classy, San Diego.
Does anyone have a fun closing you want to do?
Oh, wait. Joel, we kind of came up with a little tagline. Can we give it a shot?
What was it? I don't remember what it was, dude.
Well, look at the papers you just...
Okay. All right, folks, we're signing off now. You've been listening to the inaugural episode of the Ignition Point PGI podcast. And remember, it starts with a spark.
And ends with a bang.
Ends with a bang.
Your fingers were delayed on my screen.
I know.
And so when you started talking, it went from 3 to boop, and I was like, I missed it again.
All right.
On next week's episode, drama in the PGI podcast host room.
That's actually a really good in for the blooper reel.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Skylar and be like, I'm requesting new hosts.
See who gets voted off the island next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
oh.
And then, like, slightly off mic, yeah, she just never really fit in. I don't know.
I'm definitely not a pyro.
Yeah.
She's not even in the same time zone as us, guys.
Literally.
I'm dreaming of a new podcast co-host.
I can hear you.
Just like the one that got disconnected.
Peaches,
that was
peaches,
an odd to you.
peaches, peaches, peaches.
Tell me how it sounds. This podcast is your ultimate guide to the Pyrotechnics Guild dog. Okay.
You want you want to try again,
I
Joel?
muted my shit, okay? You can go.
This podcast. Damn it, Peach. I love it. You guys are fun.
Hello, and welcome to Ignition Point, the brand new All Things PGI podcast, sponsored by the PGI. I'm Adam Keeley.
Yes. nailed it.
No, in
Oh, I
unison,
do see
it
the starts
ends
with a
a
spark
bang.
now. I only saw
In
the ends with a
unison.
bang, and then yeah.
Sorry. All right. Okay, folks, we're signing off now. This is the Ignition Point podcast. And remember, it starts with a spark.
Ends with
And
a
Ends with a
wait.
bang. Oh,
Was I
yes,
early?
that
This was, come on.
a little bit.
Just a one Mississippi, that's it? Just a one? Okay.
Because I think if we have too much,
It starts with a
might
spark,
be.
one Mississippi, and ends with a bang.
Can I say
see?
one Mississippi?
Okay, you guys ready?
Okay.
yeah. All right.
All right. Folks, we're signing off now. You've been listening to the inaugural episode of the Ignition Point PGI podcast. And remember, it starts with a spark.
And
it ends
ends
with
with
a
a
bang.
Ends with
Bang.
a bang.
We're never gonna get
You
that.
guys are awesome.
No.
So got it.
Well, it's all right. Well, we'll
Hey,
work on it.
We'll fix it in post.
Beautiful.
We will work on it.